Every living being wants to be loved, wants to love, wants to feel that they are cared for, valued, and that they can express who they truly are. And their loved ones, those who care about them, will accept who they truly are. These are natural human needs, along with the need for shelter, clothing, food, water. These are basic needs. Every living being has these needs to have nurturance, to be able to grow, to blossom, to live, and then to pass away. This is the nature of this realm of form. Love is a language of the heart, not of the mind, not of the ideas and the beliefs. People have so many different ideas, so many different beliefs. They argue, they fight, they kill each other over their ideas and their beliefs. But their hearts remain simple. In the heart of every human being is the desire to love and be loved, to feel connectedness, to feel respected, isn't it? So these basic human needs of the heart, of the humanity of a person, long to be met by every person. And in the feeling of separation, in the feeling of rejection, in the feeling that you cannot truly express who you are and be appreciated, comes pain. The pain of feeling distant, the pain of separation. And this pain so often defines human existence. And what people do with this pain, they deny it. They use substances to numb their mind and forget their pain. They blame others, defend themselves with hostility and aggression. They collapse in on themselves with sorrow and depression, or fear and anxiety. So the pain of human life, the pain of rejection, the pain of not feeling that you are loved, appreciated, respected, and cared for, and that you are alone in your struggle to survive, to make it in life, that nobody is there for you, that causes great suffering. And that leads to many different types of suffering in human life. People feel that if they have enough money, others will love them, others will care for them. They feel that they don't need the love of others, but they go into denial. They become angry. They want to hurt people. They get various mental complexes. And because you come from life upon life, you do not come into a blank slate. You bring with you your karma. It is in your genes. It is in your lineage. And so that gets expressed. And the bondages of culture and society bind you even further. and you learn from others distrust. But when all of this difficulty of human life is faced openly and honestly, there are simple solutions in loving kindness, self-honesty, self-appreciation, not feeling that you need to have what others have. The yamas and the niyamas are for this purpose, to bring you into self-respect, into balance in your mind, so that you can recognize your primal needs from all of the secondary distortions of mind that have come and have made you think that you are other than what you are. But it is only when you go inside and you recognize the truth of your real desires in life that you can begin to unwind the real from the unreal, the truth of your deeper yearning, the realization that it will not be solved by having a new car or a new house or a new partner or a new position at work. None of these things will solve the problem. They just feel good for a time, and then ultimately the problem is not solved. The basic separation, aloneness, and longing for love, for acceptance, for wholeness, for well-being, remains in you when you face it directly and you see that there is a basic restlessness, a longing for a sense of completeness, a sense of love that is fulfilled, not temporarily, but permanently. Then when you use your discriminative knowledge to assess the real from the unreal, you begin to realize that everything is a part of an integrated whole. That your pain comes from a feeling of separateness that arises from identity with the senses and the body-mind experience. When you become aware of your pain and its source, you begin to see the longing in you, the need in you to be complete, to be whole, to find love undivided, love eternal, to dissolve the boundaries of I and mine, separate from thou, to shed your separateness and aloneness. And as the discriminative mind goes deeper, you realize your separateness comes because you identify your awareness with mind and body. You identify as a form separate from other forms, and you call that yourself. But that identity causes you pain. The pain of duality. If the discriminative mind looks deeper, you see, you begin to distinguish the real from the unreal. You begin to see that form is fleeting, but this deep longing in your heart for love, which you have put into so many different forms, that longing for love, for completeness, for wholeness, is a longing to return to your natural state of being, to consciousness dissolved into the whole of being, not separated out in identity with form. The way back to your natural state of being, to your home, to what is natural to you, is to become aware that you are consciousness, you are love, you are not form. That form comes and goes in the dance of relativity, in the dance of creation. But that very sense that you have a separate self identified with form, that I feeling, that becomes the focal point. The first fall from grace is that you believe there is a separate I that owns all of your experience. And that experience is you. That dream goes on until you choose to step back from it. And you say, wait. All of these experiences happened in the vast network and interwoven life and creation. But do they belong to me? Am I the center of all of those experiences, the responsible one that has all of these experiences? Or is there something more to me? When you come back to that I feeling and you look with clear mind, you become aware that your consciousness, your awareness has merged into this belief that you are a separate being who is responsible for and owns all of the experiences that you have had. And you have collected them around this feeling of a separate self, of an I feeling. When you point to yourself and you say, me, but isn't it interesting? You don't point to your head and say, me. All people will point to their heart and say, me. They won't point to their head. Isn't it interesting? Me. I live in here, in my heart, in my spiritual heart. But that I feeling, which is identified with all of your experiences, this is who I am. I am ... right? Who is that I? Is that I an actuality? or an assumption of aware consciousness, a belief born of experiences and put together falsely to believe there is an I they belong to. What does your I belong to? There cannot be an I unless there is a witnessing consciousness, aware intelligence. So your I belongs to your aware intelligence, isn't it? It cannot exist. The experiences cannot be owned by anybody unless there's an aware intelligence. So the belief is that that aware intelligence, the owner of all of your experience and your identity, is a reality. It is a reality, but falsely identified as I. Aware, intelligent, love exists not only in your I, but in all the eyes of everyone else, all the history in the world, the stars in the sky, the histories of endless beings, all exist within that aware, intelligent love, that unitary whole that your being longs for, because the sense of separate identity, separate I, separate me, wrapped up in the dream of life, all the actions and reactions of the mind and body. The one witnessing all that, the one knowing all of that, believing itself to be that which it witnesses, believing itself to be the small self, the self identified with your experience and your karma. That small I is an idea, a belief. When you point to yourself and you say, this is me, is it the body? Is it the physical heart you're pointing to? It's something non-physical. Consciousness, aware, intelligence, longing, love, being. And it's no different than that same intelligent, aware consciousness that is love itself, that exists in every manifest being, in the whole of creation. So does it belong to you because you have discovered it? So your I feeling, your little self, your ego self, has discovered the cosmic self. So you think there is me and the cosmic self that is the self of all beings. Until one day it dawns on you that, oh, maybe I'm not the center of the universe. Maybe I'm not the center of creation. Maybe that which I have defined as me is part of something greater, a wholeness of being, an undefinable love. And then that me finds that it is not a separate self, and it has not created what is. That all of it, including the I feeling, including the me self, all exists within a larger self, within the whole of being. That your separateness is a dream due to identity of consciousness with form and senses. But the me you point to, when you point to yourself, doesn't lie in the body, not even in the mind. Those are experiences that the true self has. And the true self isn't something you created. You and all that you have defined as you exists within the mind of the infinite, is a manifestation of the one, the God self, the infinite one that is in all that is. When you let go of control, let go of thinking you're in charge, that you have found, now you possess this knowledge. No, you haven't found anything. You don't possess the infinite. The infinite has created this sense of self. It is all composed of the infinite. That one, you are just an expression of that one. There is no separate self, no separate me. All along, there has only been the infinite one, that which you have called yourself, that has been separate and experienced the pain of separateness, has lived in the dream, the belief that you are separate, that you are the body, the mind, the senses, the accumulation of experience. And then you think, well, I must work my way to enlightenment by resolving all of these karmas. But everything you do to resolve your karma just creates more karma. What to do? Just to recognize there is no separate self. Only the infinite one exists. Then where is the karma? It is gone. The one eternal one abides in you, in the dream of you, in the dream of your form, in the dream of your attachments, in the pain and in the joy of your life, in the cataclysms and the morning sun, on the dew, on the leaf, in the beauty and in the terror. The one abides. And in the peace of knowing, surrendering, letting go of your separate self, of your control, of your belief in your separate self, Can you let go of that? It's very simple. The path is truly very simple. Just let go. And then the God self is all that exists, even in the cells of your body, in your mind, in all of your experiences, and the experiences of others. There is no separation. Only the one eternal abiding self, the Baba, the Ma, the infinite one, exists. You are not outside of it witnessing it. You are melted into that one. That one lives in you. That one speaks with your voice, hears with your ears, speaks with the voices of millions, hears with the ears of millions, suffers in the abject poverty and destruction of wars, enjoys the peace of harmony and family life untouched by such disasters. You exist in every baby born, in every person dying, in the animals, in the plants, all within the body of the whole, all part of eternal self, all held together by a love, an immense love. And that love is like a ship sailing on the sea. It brings you home to truth, to love unconditional, to the shores of eternity. The path home is not complicated. It doesn't take lifetimes. It may take lifetimes for you to figure out that it's very simple. Just truly long, recognize, surrender, let go, and accept divinity in you and all around you. Give your life over. Stop trying to win. Stop trying to achieve. Let go. Let go. Let the God self dwell in your mind, in your body, in that feeling of me. Who is that me? Only infinite love, only infinite being. Who else can abide there? You have suffered a case of mistaken identity. All right? Namaskar.